For this Sunday video is I will be making pancakes, mainly because it's pancake day and I've never showed anyone how I personally make pancakes, so this is how I make them. First thing I do is get 2 lumps of butter and mark them down in the mic. I don't know how long I do it for, I just literally just turn it and wait till it's all completely melted. While that's doing, I measure out my milk, get my flour and sort out my eggs. So now it's in here, just give it a bit of a shake. Make sure the lid's on properly and blend away. I use my NutriBullet. I got this, pretty sure I got it for Christmas years ago. And here we go. If it works. Okay, the butter only takes a few seconds to completely melt. I have a 700 watts mic and I'll put that in like a couple of seconds and it's already done. So then I pour my milk in. It doesn't really matter what order you do, I'm just doing it because the milk's closer. Mix all that in. And I normally do put milk in after butter, just to cool down the butter a little bit. I won't put too much in. Then I have my flour. I don't really measure it out, I just put a dessert spoon in, but I'm using a fork because I forgot to get the spoons. So I don't measure everything out, I just do enough how much I think will be enough. You can tell, I've got the milk, the egg and then the flour on top. Then if you're not good at cracking eggs, without getting all shell over them, I would get a little bowl and do it. But I think I'm alright. So I put 2 eggs in. It just needs a little bit of a crack. There we go. First time I hit it way too hard. So that's done. So now I just mix it a little bit. I make sure it's mostly mixed in. Literally just make sure I've got it all in. And then that's it. Reckon I'll probably put more flour in. So I need a spoon. Got my spoon and little by little. When I do this at Mum's, we have this black liquid that smells delicious. I think it's just like mixed essence or whatever. Normally I put a capful of that in as well, but I'm not at Mum's. Yeah, now I'm just going to make sure I have mixed all the flour in. There's no big clumps. Yep. I do believe I have. Now comes the noisy fun part. Putting it in the blender. Okay, so like I said, another butter. All the way in. Make sure this is completely melted. And then pour the mixture in. So for this, and cook on a low heat. Normally I whack the heat up as high as it can go to heat up the pan. Chuck the butter in. Wait for that to melt. Then turn it to a lowish heat. So now the mixture's all mixed, I pour it into a secondary, like an actual jug this time. I literally just turn it upside down. I'll prop it up somehow so it can just all nicely leak out. And then I start the preparation for actually cooking it. I get a pan. I have a wok because the actual centre of it is completely flat and I don't want big pancakes today, but you can use whatever you want. I use even more butter, that I use just like a knob of butter again, and wait for that to melt, then pour the liquid in. So that's what I meant by I roll it up and I put a layer of sugar in it. But I move the butter. And now for the taste test, I'm only going to use a tiny little bit. I did use a bit too much butter. Too much butter? I did use a little bit too much butter. It's not that bad, but you can kind of just take like butter. It's not bad. So that is how I make my pancakes. Bye. So some people put fruit on it. I literally just have not honey. I have sugar and lemon. The way I like to prepare my pancakes for eating is I pour a little bit, I coat the plate in lemon juice, just a tiny little bit, then a layer of sugar, put my pancake on top, and do the same, and roll it up, then roll it up like a wrap, cut it into segments, then a tiny little bit of sprinkling of more sugar. I don't go mad on the sugar now that I'm older, but when I was little I had more sugar than pancakes. That's how much mixture I've got. So by doing it by the blender I find that I don't get lumps and it cooks faster. I don't know why that is, but I heard the first pancake I always make is either poor quality or way too much butter. Every time. Or I put too much liquid in.